Low, low.
Just wanted to call you early and say Happy New Year's before I get too blackout or brown out or one of the browns. I mean out. Whatever. Love you, kid. Bye.
Happy Wednesday. It's Wednesday, my crew. It's also episode 299. Technically the 300th episode of the stream. Because like any sane person, we started counting at 0. But we'll save the episode 300 celebrations for tomorrow. Not that I have anything planned. I might do like, I'm thinking about like a Gerard Butler like 300 like special title card, and that is about as far as I think my efforts are gonna get me. If that. How's everyone doing? Hey, Commander Apollo, Diginanigans, holding it down on the YouTube side. Hey, Sec Vaulted, Nyx, Arneo, McDubers in the house. Arneo lies, subterfuge. There wasn't supposed to be a stream. No, there was. There was. You've spent too long inside your spaceship. There was and is supposed to be a stream today. Hey, Jacob, how's it going? How's everyone doing this fine Wednesday? Feeling fine for EP 299. Let's see, what have I been doing? I worked the last couple of nights. I was ripping out some old stuff. I also totally rewrote the input paradigm for us. I think I want to move away from our like command pattern, like quote unquote reified object input deal. I don't care about that anymore. We might still do some similar output logging, but I wanted to switch the input model to just a simple system where like we'd all agree, using like global flags and stuff, we'd all agree what the input was for this frame, and then we would process that instead of having this whole queue of these command objects. No, where's Mr. Magoo? We'll see. Mr. Magoo is usually a very timely individual. Arneo, the day is really melded together. Yeah, did you think today was Tuesday, Arneo? Jacob, you're doing good. You're working on Fabled Footy. Did you tackle the ghost block? Oh yeah, the ghost block was slain. That was like a really silly bug. So yeah, we have a very clever cursor raycast system working, which is nice. But that made me want to rewrite the input model, which I've done. And so I broke a bunch of stuff, which we get to fix. You gotta make work for yourself, you know? No one else is gonna do it for you. Nyx, the only reason you know it's not Tuesday, you already had to go to your house. Doc twice since then. Oof. It's twice since Tuesday. That's rough. Sorry, Nyx. Hope you're on the mend. Commander, you've been getting into filmmaking, strangely enough. Ooh, nice. I like film watching. I'm no cinephile, but last weekend, my partner and I watched Barry Lyndon. We made like a 3-day affair of it. We broke it up into like 3 one-hour sittings. And I love Barry Lyndon so much. It is, I mean, I hate the man, but I love the film. So good. So incredibly cinematic, all those shots. And to film it by candlelight. Hey, there's Magoo. You summoned him. My man. Nanigans, you're doing good. You finished your work for the day? Pending anything. You're just about to jump back to work on your map editor. Nice, nice. I'm really dried out. It's been cold and dry out here, which is not great because I live on the ocean. Like I'm here for high humidity. So if I sound weird or I'm muted, it's because my sinuses are just like a desert. I know that's a pleasant visual. Anyway, I did a bunch of random stuff too, in addition to kind of ripping apart the input model. I think I succeeded in setting it up so that we don't have to pay for a copy. to so that we don't have to pay for a copy when we're passing the tile map data out over to Godot. Seems to be working. Keep my eye on it a little bit. It does mean we're not going to be storing tile map data in a buffer anymore. At least, well, we might do that, but we aren't going to be needing it at this time. So I guess I'll leave the buffer there. But I will probably get rid of this creature, the packed tile data entity. This creature. What a weird way to refer to it. Hey, Jacob, your jam entry got 9th out of 104. Hell yes. You've shared this in the Discord, right? It was like where something. I haven't gotten to play it, but I'm very excited. 9th out of 100 entries is like incredible. Where and when. It's a great name. It's very much on my list. Yeah, it's amazing. Was that a solo undertaking? Oh yeah, it was for the solo development jam, right? I think. Nice, nice. Where and when, not bad. The issues were obvious. Just onboarding was rough with how much was going on. Onboarding in every... If onboarding is not a problem in your jam game, there's probably not much game there, right? That's something no one has time for until the very end. Seg faulted, you gotta go. You're gonna have dinner with your friends. Nice, nice. Enjoy. Have a nice stream. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, come back tomorrow for episode 300. Twitch let me know that I have a special sub gift promotion that I just activated because apparently it's going to renew at the end of the month. But I was like, oh, that's a nice thing to throw in with our little episode 300 celebration. Not that anyone should throw money at the channel. It's really not required. But I was like, what the heck? It's going to get reset. So for the next 70 hours, there's some promotion going on for giving gift subs. Not a suggestion, just a statement of fact. Yeah, I also ripped out and threw away a bunch of code that we don't use anymore, like all the old systems. And so the unfortunate thing is that all of this stuff still works, kind of. But we gotta hook the inputs back in. Jacob, yeah, admittedly some people handle their entries well, where it's just super simple and fun. Yeah, if you try to do anything interesting or unusual or complicated in a game jam, the onboarding is usually a problem. Because onboarding is honestly where people spend tons of time in game development. So right now we're just hovering and just hovering around because we haven't hooked up any of the other inputs yet. I just got the hover working because I wanted to validate that the tile map data was making it through okay without the copy. Assuming that's what's happening under the hood. Hey, Rhiannon Journey. Oh yeah, there is an unfortunate side effect. The way I did this, a threaded task is attempting to call this function with a reference to a node that has been disposed of because the game got closed. So I need to figure out a way of short-circuiting and canceling tasks, the main task, when we close out the game. That only happens when I just X out, just when I hard quit the window, which I think is probably fine and I don't care. If I just hit stop on the debugger, that doesn't happen. I wonder if that's true on the Godot side. But yeah, exciting news. Somebody mentioned it in the Discord. I think maybe McDuber. That we got Godot 4.6 release candidate 1 coming. Be interested to see about that. I'm not totally sure what all the new features are going to be. Okay, yeah, no issues. We'll check it out when it fully releases. I always enjoy reading out the
What in the name of heaven is this? You're out of your Vulcan mind.
Oh my glob. Nyx gifting 6. Nyx for 6 subs gifted to the community. That's incredible. Thank you, Nyx. Yeah, we got subs gifted to Billy Z Troll, Eris GG, Max Deviant, Jacob Dev, Scotty McDuber, and Seg Faulted, who just left. That's great. You had to hit the next sub goal. Oh my glob, did you do it? I think you did. Yeah, you did. 20 out of 20. Oh, also the sub goal. Incredible, Nix. Totally uncalled for. Thank you very much. How's everyone doing? How are you, Rhiannon? Thank you so much, Nix. Nanigans. The unfortunate thing is that all of this stuff still works. It's just not hooked up, is maybe the complete thought that I maybe... It's like I unplugged all the cables and was like, all right, let's rock and roll. Main change is just a nicer default theme. I'm curious about the default theme. We'll probably use it, but it's going to be weird getting used to it. I like the weird little kind of watermelon colors that we get in the script editor here. I really only care about the script editor color theming. So we'll see here. Sorry, I'm sniffling. I mentioned why, but... Commander, you're going to play some Persona? Nice, nice. Enjoy. See you later. Rhiannon, you're not feeling great today? You took the afternoon off. You're going to be trying to get some sleep soonish. Had to drop in, though. You got to defend the streak. So I appreciate you stopping by. Hope you feel better soon. All right, so what I want to do is hook back up all the inputs. We used to have just a generic function that would take inputs as like arrays of like string arguments. But now we're just calling directly into the game root node, and it's going to handle everything directly. The horrible, like, unholy thing I'm considering is doing, like, having, like, an input entity that we, like, add components to or tag or whatever. And that's, like, really gross. And I really don't want to do it. Because it kind of defeats the whole purpose. Or it ignores the whole purpose of having entities. It's just kind of a gross, like, singleton workaround. But it would let us run systems conditionally based on the returns from queries. So I'm thinking about, like, what a cool singleton style way of doing that might be. I haven't thought of it yet, so we're just gonna start hooking stuff up. Hooking stuff up a little ridiculously. So, like, I commented out all this stuff. Let's work on it one by one. Right now we have the hover. Let's work on the placement. Well, we do have hover. The prior coords thing doesn't seem to be working correctly. Reveal blocks, prior bounds, preview blocks. Where do we set cursor bounds, though? Oh, right here. I totally just left that part off. Okay. I was like, that's behaving strangely. We just have a 3-day week here for the stream. Which is also why I thought it was neat to do that 70-hour promotion. So we're going to be streaming today, tomorrow, and Friday. I'm sorry I missed yesterday. I had a big work meeting that I could not get out of. And then Saturday, I have my monthly in-person Bay Area Godot meetup. Which if you're in the Bay Area, come on by. It's down at Noise Bridge. All right, thank you. Thanks, Nix, for single-handedly getting us through a hype train level 2. Let me open my hype chest. Hey, you got your train badge back. Yeah, you're the conductor. It looks good on you. Hey, yeah, now it's confirming the sub goal has been reached. That's great. Thank you, Nix. Super hype. I know we don't have a big stream celebration until episode 512, the legendary episode 512. But it's nice to have some other little thing to celebrate. You know, it's a new year. A couple hundred episodes away from, you know, getting to the 500. So we got a lot. We got a lot to do in the next year, which is going to be about probably 200 something episodes. Probably just about 200. So yeah, this time next year we'll be staring episode 512 down. And we'll have to see what we have to show for ourselves, you know? Arneo, you had like a manic productive episode this week. You're sending your extra energy to all the tired fellers. I appreciate that. Yeah, I did pretty good the last couple days. I definitely been staying up too late working on stuff. But it's been good. It's been good. All right, let's see if I fix that thing with the yeah, okay. The hover highlight wasn't following the cursor around. I just needed to add one little thing back. I gotta stop closing that way, or it's gonna close with an error every time. What is this problem? This is always true. Oh yeah, I tried to add some kind of null check, and that apparently doesn't happen. I don't know how to tell. You know what? I probably need to set the game into an exit state and not do this if we're in an exit state. Maybe that's what we can do. Let's see if that works. I don't know if that's going to work, depending on... Because I've kind of messed up... By directly routing the inputs over, I've kind of messed up the system execution order a little bit, maybe. But, you know, it's probably okay. So where's our exit command? Here's our exit command. So what I want to do... All we're going to do is tell the C# side that we're exiting. That's as far as I'm going to... I don't think I can set the game state from here. Maybe I can. Look at you, 512. Thanks for Anna Journey. I love those weird emotes. The fact that they don't blink in sync is disturbing. Sorry, I was feeling great when I went live, and now I'm so sniffly, it's crazy. I think I might have to make some tea soon. Might be tea time. I have to finish my coffee first. Full box. Oh, is that a full box emote? Oh, of course it is. Yeah, full box does have great emotes. Their pixel art's pretty fun. We'll get some more. We'll get some more someday. So I want to be able to change the states. I want to push a state onto the stack. It's a static void. I can't formulate the state here. I don't love that Godot or the GDScript and C# have such different opinions about what constitutes a... I wonder what exit should be. Menu, edit, play. I'll just say exit. You like how our emote collection grows after most jams? Yeah, I haven't added any for the Grave Escape. I don't know what to do for that one. It might be fun to like take some pictures of the ghosts or something. I don't know. It's not my art though, so it feels weird. We almost certainly will add some after Down to Jam and Ludum Dare, because both of those jams require, those are our next two jams, and they both require that all the assets be made from scratch. So we're definitely going to be making a bunch of art. And that's, I think, March and April. Down to Jam and Ludum Dare, respectively. So that'll be fun. We've got some time to chill before then, though. I still have some updates that I want to make to, especially to Bare Necessities. The game didn't really arrive where I had hoped it would. Hey, I don't know if it's Jesus or Jesus, but either one. Apologies if I just kind of mix them up. How's it going? What is an FTL game? FTL stands for FTL, Faster Than Light. It is a quote-unquote classic. Oop, I grabbed the whole thing. I just wanted the... Give me just the tab. I need my Twitch tabs. Give me my Twitch tabs. Oh, Nix, did you see this? Did you see the emote that you unlocked for us? Or at least me? FTL stands for FTL, yeah, Faster Than Light. Nix, check out this emote you unlocked for us. I can't get it yet. Where is it? It's called Consume. It looks so good and seems just very Nix. No, that's from the last one. That's from the last one. That's from the last hype train. This is what... Or maybe you got that one. I got this one. So thank you for that. Amazing. Feels very Nix. But anyway, FTL Faster Than Light is a spaceship management game from 2012 by Subset Games. It's big. It's big in this genre. There's a few recent games that have like basically directly copied this, but we're kind of working on our own take on it. It's a little slowed down, a little more like maybe RimWorld style. It's an isometric 2D take on it. It's going to have a little bit more of a focus on the ambience and like the vibe of just being on a spaceship. A little more Star Trek, a little less, maybe a little more classic Star Trek, a little less modern Star Trek. I don't know. Depends on how you feel about these different things. That was probably a contentious thing to say. All right, let's have a simple function here that we can call in from the input handler just to let us know that... Let's say something like prepare to exit game. We just prepare to exit. We can just say... Yeah, I'm going to say game, prepare to exit game. Sorry, I'm not using my regular keyboard. My keyboard, being wireless, has died, and I need to recharge it. I'm using my Keychron, which I love, but I'm not used to regular keyboards anymore. Kind of a newbie. Oh, you got the frog ponder? Maybe it's sequential. Maybe it's like... Yeah, I don't know how it works. Well, I'm sorry. Frog ponder's pretty good, too. I like that. You love your Keychron? Yeah, I have a few of them. This is a V2. I like the chunkiness of V2, but I've gotten a couple of V3s for my backup computer and for my partner. And those are nice. Those are slim. They're very slim and nice and easy to clean. This one's kind of old school. I like it. Feels good, man. Jesus, is it like Among Us? You want to make a free flow combat game like Sifu? Ooh, that would be so cool. Sifu is rad. I can't imagine doing that, though. That would be so hard. Do I need to say game? I don't think I need to say that. I think I can just say push state. State.exit. I wonder if I should write the states in alphabetical order just so I'm not constantly confused about what order they should be in. I don't think I rely on the order of them. That would be crazy. For some of my enums, I am reliant on the order, but I don't think this one is one of those. I think it'd be someone if it would be. I think it'd be interesting if someone made a free flow combat game like Sifu, but they did it like karateka style, which is a real. That is like maybe one of the oldest fighting games ever. It's so good. It's probably still got some of the best pixel art I've ever seen in my life. In terms of just the animations, it feels so good. I think it was all kind of like rotoscoped almost. Yeah, karateka. 1984 by Jordan Mechner or Mechner. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but absolute legend. I think it'd be cool to have like a side-scrolling 2D fighting game like that. I guess that is kind of like just would be like what people would consider like a beat 'em up game nowadays. Be cool though. I never played Sifu. I think I'd be interested. I think I'd get really upset playing that game. I don't handle my performance anxiety very well when it comes to doing well in video games. For game dev, I don't know. I have no issue. I'm just like, I don't know. All right, so instead of nodes, instead of asking to see if the node is not null, we can say if not game.peak state is equal to, where's my equal sign? It's way over here. State dot exit. Oh, I don't know why I'm saying not game.peak state. If game.peak state is not equal to, we don't need the game either. This is the game. I don't know what I did. Oh, I triggered a screen cap. Man, Keychron, their layout's good. I'm not used to it, but it's a good layout. Peak the state. If it's not exit, we'll do this. Let's see if that actually works for us. Fix this fairly unimportant bug. No, it still crashes. Why did this still run? What's the result of peak state? I'm gonna see about this. Node editor blocks. Huh. I don't know what's going on with that. Did I not actually write the push state command? No, we're probably not actually even pushing the state, are we? Of course we're not. I like set it up. I probably didn't even finish setting it up. I'm just like, why doesn't it work the way I expect it to? Can this just be an expression body? I mean, it could. It doesn't. It wouldn't really fit though. It's fine. This is fine. Everything's fine. My coffee is dead. I remember that Adventure Time little ditty. My pizza's dead. My hot dog is dead. It's from the Party Pat episode. I just think of that when my coffee dies due to the heat death. Heat death of the heat death of coffee is a tragedy. I feel like more resources need to be put in to preventing it. All right. So send tile map data. Prepare to exit game. Push state. State.exit. It would help if somebody called this. Yeah, nobody calls that. Great. Game.prepare to exit. Is that redundant? Should I just say game.prepare to exit game is fine. I don't think we care. Let's see if that fixed this bug. At least defends against trying to reference a disposed object. No, it still did the thing. Which is the disposed object? It's the node, right? It's like the actual node? Yeah. Okay. Calling this method with our arguments. Trying to get a pointer to the game object. That doesn't happen. Huh. This is not what I meant to be working on, but you know, ain't that just the way? Oh, thank you for beaming on up. Sapphire Starship, you're here. You're late, but you're here. No worries. 4 months. Time flies, huh? How's it going? How's it going this week? All right, let's just kind of see what this thing thinks. Edit. All right, let's see if it had time. Okay, so it does not have time. So this is the system order problem. It doesn't have time to change the state for some reason. Before it quits out. But what's annoying is the C# code seems to continue to execute. Prepare to exit game. Game.prepare to exit game. So that's being called. We're pushing this state, the exit state, onto the stack. All right, let's try to see this somewhere else here. Can't write on this keyboard. So this isn't happening as far as I can tell. Debug. Can I have my debug output, please? The console output. Yeah, why is that not happening? Maybe we have to wait. Maybe we should just wait a frame and then exit. Yeah, this is even using call deferred. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do to slow this down anymore. super weird why we're doing this all linearly. So this function should be getting called before this deferred call to quit. Maybe I'm going to have to swap to a signal from C# or something, a callback. This is a small thing to be working on, though, so let's not even worry about it. This is just to defend against a crash that only occurs in... that, like, I don't think it matters, because it's a crash that occurs when we're closing the game, so who cares, right? At least for now. Obviously, we'll fix this. I just don't totally understand why this wouldn't go in this particular order. Or state. State stack dot add state. State names int peak state. Peak state. State stack. At the top of the stack. What are we working on today? Ostensibly, we're hooking back up a bunch of inputs. I changed the whole input model, so we don't have these like command objects that are getting passed around. We're kind of just handling it a little more directly. And so I disconnected a bunch of stuff, and now I got to reconnect it using this other process. So let's just get on to that. That seems like a better use of time. I always pick some random thing to work on. Like yesterday, I was supposed to be working on the input stuff last night, and instead I was like, you know what I think is a problem? The fact that we have to copy this tile map data before we pass it back to Godot. I was like, let's get rid of that copy. Like, that's such a stupid thing to work on. You're saying this bug closes the game when the player tries to close the game? Technically, it crashes if I try to exit the window by just hitting the X. And it's because we're running code in a thread on the C# side, and Godot is like disposing of its own objects, and then this threaded code tries to call one of them. And so I just need to find a way to stop that from happening, which shouldn't be that much of a problem. All right, so let's figure out, so we're going to track a block placement is what we're going to do next. We're going to add the block placement back, because that seems important. Yeah, I don't understand. This function should help us, but I think what we need to do is move this out to like a separate quit thing, or even just move this to... Excuse me. We could even just move this to C#. All right, so this is what we need to do. So you'll notice that we just had a generic function called game.enqueueInput, and we would just enqueue these arrays of commands stored as like strings. And we would just pop those off. It was almost like a little queue. And we would just work through the list of arguments and like process the input. And that was okay. I don't really want to do that because for one thing, it's a lot of uselessness, especially if I'm not going to save the input. And there were other reasons why I decided I didn't want to save the input anymore. So now what we need to do... I don't know if we need to send this hover command, but we probably do. So let's do the hover first, because we've already got that working, but let's get like a proper flag for it, because that actually is being set here somewhere. Input, 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 input. Yeah, this is this else. I think I want to call it mouse hovering. So if we're in either, well, we don't even need a match statement anymore, do we? We can just say if game dot state as string is equal to, I say is, no, is for like types. It's equal to edit or game dot state as, can I say edit or, can I be weird? Can I get silly with it? Like edit or play? Never sure about GDScript syntax. I just have to try it. Oh yeah, that seems legitimate. That's nice. I hate saying, is this or is this that? You should be able to just say, is this or that? Hey, Magoo, you gotta go to bed. Thanks. Hope you're all well. Appreciate that. Take it easy, Magoo. Good to see ya. So here we're just gonna say game dot is mouse hovering. This is a stupid way to, here is, let's just say, let's do it this way, is mouse hovering. We can say truthiness. I don't know. We'll just say bool. Oh, I can't. They won't let me say that. I actually don't know if I need to send the state over constantly. Say game dot is mouse hovering. Wow, it's so hard to type on this keyboard. CA2 isn't streaming? Oh no. I don't know if I need to actually tell it that in that detail. Input. You can just have like an is mouse hovering. Just say mouse hover mode. Actually, I would like to get the word mouse out of there. Maybe we just say cursor hovering or something like that. Only question is doing it. The annoying thing about doing it this way, doing it the other way was nice, where we had these commands that would get passed through and we'd execute them and the command would be consumed. This is more of like a flag that we need to be refreshing. gonna say something like set cursor hover mode. Maybe I should call this idling or something instead of hover. Set cursor idling. Probably be like set cursor to idling or to idle. You could call it like cursor is idle or something like that. Idling, cursor is idling. I don't know. Is cursor idling? Maybe I should put all the bools as is. Although I do have copy to clipboard. This is the one problem with doing this as flags instead of like reified objects. It's kind of annoying. I kind of like the command pattern. I just felt like we didn't need it for what we're trying to do. We're just gonna go with is cursor idling for now. Actually, I don't know if we care. I don't know if this is the question. I don't know if I need to set this. I think this is something we do if we're not doing anything else. So you know what? We're not going to try to define that. We're just going to let that be the default, you know? We'll have other systems handling that. It's not going to be this one. So who would normally be telling us that? It would be you. Yeah, we're not gonna. Nanigans, you've refactored your voxel logic. Your game is working again. And there's an asterisk after again. And everything is a lot cleaner. However, you have a bug right now you're trying to track down that your meshes are missing seemingly random faces for any voxel that's not at 000. I think the normal maps are off as well. You'll poke around at that one and you get the mesh issues fixed. Yeah, you're generating so much stuff for your game. It's pretty neat. I was listening to someone who's working on their own like Minecraft style of the game and all the stuff they're doing for all the mesh generation and everything. Actually, I was listening to a couple people talking about that. And I was like, man, life is so simple in my little isometric 2D time map world. I don't need to think about about meshes or anything. I might eventually have to think about normals. Okay, so we're gonna stop doing that. Okay. What we're gonna do instead here. So this is truly just what we do elsewise. We'll see about this. We'll see about this. So let's add a block placement thing. So if we want to do a block placement, this is all the stuff we need to know about. I'm just gonna copy this whole branch over and we'll fix it. I might want to add like a code region or something so I can more easily understand the breakpoints between these things. So this is how we know that we're just generally in the block placement. How do we know this much? Maybe we have like a stage enum. Like begin, continue, end. Something easy that we can scrutinize. I want it different than state. We can say like begin equals 1, continue equals 2. And equals 3. Maybe we have a suspend or something like that. Suspend. Maybe paused or something. I don't know. We'll do that when we get to it. Something easy. Hey, Nanigans, do you think you're going to start streaming some of your stuff soon? Just random evenings for now, no camera or anything, until you get a proper space set up, so you don't need to worry about doxing yourself, etc. No, that's great. All in all, will probably be pretty cringe for now. It's out of your comfort zone. Figure you might as well hop on, get used to it, start sharing the journey. I think you should. I think nowadays, if you're not building your audience while you're building the game, then you'll have a game and no audience, you know? I don't think you can ignore it nowadays. Unless you have clout, unless you're already someone, you know, unless you can make a tweet and journalists pick up on it. Like if you're like, you know, if you're followed in the industry, then you can kind of do whatever you want. But if you're just breaking out or breaking in or just generally breaking, I think you got to do something like that now. I don't think it has to be streaming. It can be TikTok. It can be whatever. But I think everyone's got to, or like you could do like edited devlogs or something. But yeah, I think you have to do something. So what do we want to do here? Nix. Something is better than nothing. Except maybe ingesting poison. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, right? Hey, Arneo. That's funny. You'll pop into the streams to be more cringe, so you'll seem less cringe. I think that's very nice. I think it's very thoughtful. All right, we got ads coming. I think I will start some tea going once that hits. All right, what am I doing? So we're trying to figure out how we want to trigger the placements and selections. works. Whatever I wrote there, that's not going to do anything. What do we want to do? We want to say like public static void begin placement. Here we'll say like input dot. You can say placement step. Oh, where's that stage thing I made? Let's maybe say none. Say like placement step or something like that, or stage. We'll say. All right, we're in ads. I'm gonna take a break for a couple minutes here, get my tea going. Thank you all so much for hanging out today. I appreciate you all. Got a nice number of people here. I hope you're having a happy Wednesday. I will be right back. Just a couple minutes. Thanks for hanging out. All right, we back. Thanks for hanging tight. Nanigans, you're gonna get a more proper content plan in place once you get things going, one step at a time. Oh yeah, I don't have a content plan. I think just going live is like 90% of the battle. Arneo, you don't think you could ever stream? You want to write a blog about your game dev journey? You're hesitant to start it before you're closer to the finish line of actually releasing something. I don't know. People say a marketing plan is something that needs to be built into the development of the game, and that doesn't need to be formal. It can be as simple as having a game that's easy to market, right? Something that looks good in a GIF, you know? If your game looks good in a GIF, and yours does, Arneo, you're most of the way there. Like, you could start putting out little 30-second TikTok videos, and I think you would get some traction once you refine the presentation a little bit. Like, just ask people, it's like, do you want to play? Have you ever thought that you could be Alex, the pilot from The Expanse? You ever thought you could be a Martian space cowboy? Howdy, partner. I don't know. Nanigans, you get that? You think the game plan for you is to just start doing Twitch for a bit, then you'll start dual streaming on a schedule once you get things sorted out more. I like the dual streaming. And you'll start posting VODs and you have visually interesting stuff to share, then maybe TikTok stuff, etc. much closer to release. YouTube Shorts, too. I need to start getting into YouTube Shorts. Once people start clipping more stuff, or I start clipping more stuff, once we start having these funny little like 30-second or 1 more minute interactions with the game that look really good and really tight, I think I'll start trying to get those onto YouTube Shorts. That's an aspect I have not used, and I think my reach on YouTube will help, or it will help my reach on YouTube. You can't use Alex. The actor got booted off the show for being a creep. Oh, I see. This is what happens when you watch partway into season 2. They should recast him with like Kumail Nanjiani or something, or maybe Taika Waititi. I just watched the Fallout episode 3 last night. I think there's a new episode coming out tonight. It was good. I don't want to spoil anything, but I don't think it's a spoiler to say Kumail is in the season. I think he was in the trailer. Hey, Adagon with the hydrate. How's it going? How's it going in D2 Jam land? I think that's gonna be my first jam of the year, and I'm excited. March 6th, I think. Yeah. Sapphire, you're in season 5 of Babylon 5. Nice. I would consider that one of the weakest seasons, because I feel like they started to run out of ideas. But it's good. You got through most of it then. They do wrap up a lot of people's storylines in season 5, and I do enjoy that. But maybe some of the more episodic stuff, I was like, it felt kind of weak. The whole season to me feels like an epilogue almost. Which is fine. I think they earned it. You were doing a bunch of new site features, now you're distracted by Hightail. Yeah, someone told me about Hightail the other day. Oh, I can't forget that I've got water boiling. I'm gonna go check on it in a sec. It's still pretty good in your opinion so far, at least. Oh yeah, I think there's actually some great episodes in that season. Some of them come out of nowhere too. I just feel like, I mean, it's hard to follow up the Shadow War, right? That was such a special and unique and fascinating thing to do in its time. People really didn't do things like that in TV at the time. What are we gonna do? We're gonna say like, let's say public stage. You can say placement stage. Start with this. So begin placement can just be like input dot placement stage equals stage dot begin. Just keep it simple. Keep it simple here. You already watched the movie in the beginning. You looked up in order to watch things. It said that one was all right to watch in between seasons. Yeah. So not The Gathering. In the Beginning is like the prequel series, like narrated by Londo. Yeah, I like that. I like that movie. All right, we're going to chair stream it for a second so I can move along my tea. I usually don't make tea on stream, but my sinuses feel just dried out. I need some tea. Go make some tea, everybody. I'll wait. Give it up for chair. All right. Give it up again for chair, everybody. I think throughout my dev journey, I think I can confidently say nobody's had my back quite like chair has. But up. Woo! Chair! Thanks, Jacob. Sapphire, you found it neat how they had a... How they had it as if Londo was telling the story and how it ends up blending in with the previous episode of the series. Yeah, it's kind of neat. Oh yeah, no, you're right. They do have it. It does link up. That's movie, because I think they show the no spoilers, but like they show this confrontation between Londo and Jakar that Londo has been talking about since, like, I think season 1. Just crazy. That show is so good at weaving storylines together and calling stuff out. Like, so far, it's incredible. That's a show that is so unique. Scotty McTuber. Yeah. Otherwise known as Lumbar Larry. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. The whole Londo and Jakar arc is great. It's, in my opinion, it's the best. They, as individuals, have had some of the best arcs of any characters in sci-fi. But their relationship together and how that has impacted their stories, it's incredible. It's incredible. The Londo and Jakar is like one of the best rivalries in sci-fi, I think. I think a lot of people... I don't think that's a controversial statement. Sorry, we've reached the point of the stream where we just start blabbing about sci-fi TV shows. We just merely pretend to get work done. Yeah, Londo Jakar arc is pretty incredible. Everyone has a great arc. Ivanova, Garibaldi, Sheridan, Delenn, Veer. I think pretty much every main character of that show has a pretty interesting, has a pretty interesting story, even if some of them kind of end prematurely. Yeah, let me know when you're done. I would like to talk about the ending of the show. She probably shouldn't talk about here. We should probably be. I think I need like a spoiler discussion channel for like TV and stuff or games. I think I might just make a channel called Spoilers. And just make it so you have to write everything on that channel in like spoiler tags or something. Wonder if there's a way to do that. With a bot, it's possible. Oh, that's a good idea, Nix. It just auto-applies spoilers to like people's messages. That would be really great. All right, I gotta go to my tea now. Give it up again. Give it up again for chair, everybody. Nix, you would just delete everyone's messages that weren't spoilered. Yeah, I hope it's an option to just automatically apply spoilers. All right, we're talking about streaming again. Arneo, to practice streaming, performing, you could try little scripted and edited videos first. In some ways, it's more work, but with losing a framework, it might feel easier. It's an idea. I think a lot of people nowadays, like if you watch I almost said Arneo. If you watch Aramis or Thornady or some of those other guys, some of them do edited videos, but a lot of those edited videos are just they're just like edited down versions of live streams. Like they'll just go live and they'll have their chat. I think Primogen does this too. Or like most of their YouTube videos are really just edited down live streams. That seems like the easiest thing to do if you're gonna get into edited stuff. I'll probably do that too, just so we can do takes and we can like I can get ideas from the community and stuff like that. Because I don't know, I'm hesitant to try to like record anything separately from the live stream. Eventually I'll have to do stuff like that for like trailers and things, but I mean, I don't know. If I start doing devlogs, like proper devlogs, which I think we'll do once, maybe once the editor tool is done and I've got like ships that I've built and we can go into like a simulation mode. Like this year, I think we will start to put out some edited content, probably towards the end of the year. But when I do that, then there's this like, I consider it like a circular dependency chain, which is like, once I start doing edited videos, an edited video is forever, it's evergreen, right? And once you've got an edited video, then you need a Steam page. Because if you have a Steam page, and if you have a Steam page, you need a trailer. And if you have a trailer, then you need to make edited videos. And if you've got edited videos, you should have a Steam page. So it's a lot of work to get to that point. Love a good circular dependency. Sapphire, then again, one downside would be that no one would know what the spoiler is about, and you'd have to click on it to find out. I think that would be okay, because that's true for anything that's spoiler tagged. I don't know. Maybe we could have people. Maybe we could have people set up threads and have stuff locked behind threads instead of like, this is our Babylon 5 spoiler discussion thread. Oh, that tea is so good. Cheers. Just a black tea with a little milk and honey. Oh, so good. Nanigans, you think you'd rather just pop into streaming? You don't have to toss to... You don't have to toss together yet. You think would make good edited videos? You don't think you'll do actual devlogs? You think it would work to make edited videos of specific interesting things? Yeah, I think that's the alternative. Like the tool chain, the tile tool chain, how all that works, or the character rendering once you start fleshing out battle mechanics, solve particular issues and UX stuff. As long as you frame every video with this YouTube framing, which is like the only way to frame it, which is like, I had a problem with my game. Here's what I did to solve it. Here's some unexpected stuff that happened as a result of that. At least if you're doing YouTube shorts, that's the format for every single one. It's like the Butterscotch Shenanigans guys are doing this a lot with their game, How Many Dudes? And they're like, I broke my game with by equipping zombies with the burritos and caused an infinite whatever. They'll be like, I broke my game with zombies that had an infinite number of skeletons that could come out of them or something. Like, ew, clickbaits. It's only clickbait if there's nothing substantial underneath it. In my opinion. Like, yeah, it's not great, but I don't think... It's one of those things where it's like, from a discoverability standpoint, you kind of have to just go with what works. So I generally don't begrudge other YouTubers their like clickbaity titles and presentations and stuff, because it's just a way to get your click-through rate up. Because if your click-through rate is low, it doesn't matter what you've got underneath there if no one's looking at it right. And I think there are two different problems, which is like, how do you get people to click on the thing? And then and then what is it, and then is the thing worth actually watching? I think you can nail either of those, but you really have to nail both. Or it's not going to work. But yeah, I think your stuff will be really cool to see, Nanigans, especially how you've looped it into like web dev tools and things. Arneo, the worst bug I have ever seen, broke my game until I found the perfect solution. Yeah, you gotta say it in that voice too. My favorite made-up clickbait title would be something like, it would be like, 7 8s, you didn't 9 about 10. All right, I'm done. Edagon, it's still technically clickbait, just not a clickbait is negative. That is a more reasoned way of phrasing that. I just know it's a pejorative term. Sapphire, it's a good idea. You could know what you're being spoiled about. Yeah, maybe our spoiler discussion will be the first like forum style thread, because we don't have any forum style threads, and maybe that's the inappropriate use of it. In which case, we don't actually need to spoil the discussion in the thread, because it's like your choice to dive into the spoiler-heavy Babylon 5 thread. Arneo, you just remembered Project Shadowglass posted a new video of their 3D pixel art thing. You'll pop that in Discord. Ooh, I'd love to see that. And again, you've been following along Shadowglass's development. Lots of cool stuff they're doing. Ooh, I'm excited. I love watching a good devlog. All right, are we going to do anything productive today? The answer is maybe. Put me down as a definitive maybe. I've also got a game dev event tonight. There's like a monthly meetup. Separate from my usual Godot monthly meetup, there's another monthly meetup that meets up at a bar once a month. A bunch of game devs go to. I usually don't. I'm not a contrary to what my live stream might give you the impression, I am not an extroverted or outgoing person. I do not want to leave my home.
Your logic was impeccable, Captain.
Yeah. But I've been told good things about it. I've been told it's cool. They're cool people doing, and it's a nice environment. So I'm gonna go down there tonight. So I've at least got some professional development stuff lined up. All right, so we have to remove whatever switch statement like stuff was here. And we want to add a different thing instead. We want to say like, I want to say something like if game.input.placement stage is not equal to .none. Nick's 99.9 thousand channel points. Big 1K is so close. 100K is so close. That is impressive. I don't know what to do with all of that. I've seen kind of what other people do at that high roller level. I keep saving it, Nick's, because I feel like at some point I'm going to do like a Steam key redeem thing. I don't know what it would be, but it would be like... It'd be like you could get a lo-fi flyby Steam key for like 50K or something, or I don't know. I have to do more math about like the rate at which people are expected to like I heard people get about someone explained to me what the hourly rate of channel points were generally, and I know it changes depending on whether you're a subscriber or not. So I need to look more into that. So what we can do is we can do a switch based on... So I need to look more into that. Oh my God. I need to get my regular keyboard back out. Or specifically, I need to get my regular keyboard charged. I know I could just have this switch statement at the top. I'm gonna do this instead. Stage.begin. You're technically not allowed to have Steam keys or anything worth actual money as a reward. Really, Atagon? Dang. That sounds like one of those TOS things that nobody actually enforces, like the mixed chat display. But that's super useful to know. I should probably actually read my affiliate agreement at some point. I know I signed it, so I should probably read it at some point. But that's really good to know. Appreciate that. So yeah, we'll have to figure out something fun. I mean, obviously, I'll do like a name in the credits thing, but I was honestly planning to put all of the subscribers' names in the credits, but maybe I can't do that because then I don't know how I would track that over time. So maybe we'll do something like that. We'll do like a name in the credits thing, or I don't know. JD Does Dev, you redeemed 1 million channel points to become a VIP on Elf and get a free plushie. Ooh. Yeah, the VIP thing could be cool. The problem is the VIP numbers are like there's a limit to how many VIP people you can do. Arnio, what should you work on tomorrow? NPC behavior needs some reworking. You probably should just touch up more UI HUD elements. I think Putting in some sounds too. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, I think a finished HUD would be good. That'd be cool. The VIP limit increases. That's also true. That's also true. I just hate if someone redeemed that and then I was like, sorry, I don't have any more. Guess I have to put this everywhere here. Otherwise, I'm not going to be guaranteed to hit it. All right, let's see if this block placement thing is going to work. An Excel sheet and just write in every couple of weeks who the follower subs are. Yeah, I'd rather, if I had to do that, I'd rather set up like a streamer bot code. I know I can do code stuff with streamer bot. You had the ALF channel going 24/7 for way too long to get those points. You've seen every episode too many times. That's crazy. It's pretty cool, JD. How's it going? How's it going, by the way? I see you've been hanging out with Claude. You've been writing some software as a service, some Drupal stuff. Very technical. I'm going to be honest. I have not seen ALF. Could always give them back the channel points. No, it's true. It's true. It's just a lot of stuff to manage. I appreciate the call out, Adagon, that you can't actually have things worth money as your channel point rewards. It's unfortunate, but we'll figure it out. We are going to have some new stuff here, at least on the YouTube side soon. As soon as I actually apply for their partnership thing. Which I qualify for now, which is neat. So thank you all for that. I really appreciate everyone on YouTube just hangs out. I know y'all are on the quieter side, but I really appreciate you. We've been having some good days on YouTube. Like last Saturday when we had 160 people watching simultaneously, which for organic traffic on YouTube live stream is crazy. I don't think we're gonna see that again. I mean, I'm not streaming Saturday this week, so we definitely won't there, but pretty crazy. I'm very, very, very grateful for everybody. You don't need to worry. YouTube can't hurt you, Nix. You're over here on Twitch. JD? Yeah, you're building a hosting platform to compete with Squarespace and Wix, but in a more niche space. You're building out some really nice themes and templates that cater to content creator and indie game devs. Oh, that sounds awesome. I could possibly be interested in that. I use like a WordPress plugin through my... I'm not going to say who my provider is, but it sucks. I'm not happy with my website. So yeah, that sounds awesome. I wasn't quite sure what you were building it for, but that's great. I'm honestly tempted to go in the direction of having my website be like a link tree. just redirect to Linktree. I hate doing anything with my website. And in my opinion, a game dev website, well, I don't want to undercut the stuff that you're doing, but for me personally, I'm like, I just need links to like Steam and Itch and like my other services, like Twitch and YouTube. It's really just a directory, the way I think of my own website, even though I haven't set it up to be that. It's kind of the direction I would like to go. It would be cool to be able to embed more stuff, though, in there. I know some people have done that. Sites are built using Drupal. Yeah, that's also cool. Are links allowed? Oh, yeah, please. Drop a link. I would love to see anything you've got publicly up there to show. Sapphire, would you like me to send the spoiler channel ID and the suggestions channel in Discord for safekeeping? Yes, thanks, Sapphire. I would like to work on that. I would like to be able to talk to people about spoilery things. Since the stream is not always the appropriate place to do that. All right, so we can begin our placement, we can continue our placement, and what we need to do is we need to just be able to end the placement. So we'll just throw that down here. This is a gross way to do this. Is it actually, you know, I don't know if I want to call this placement. I think I want to call this interaction. I could either just have just interaction, because that's what we call it. I'm actually going to start with that. I'm going to rename these interaction. And then we'll interpret it based on what mode we're in for now. Just so I know I can use this for interactions in other modes. In other game states, essentially. I'm going to say input dot interaction stage equals stage. Not continue. We'll do end. Alright, now I'll just rewrite these. Creodrop.com. All right, let's check this out. Serious sites. Simple setup. Drupal hosting for everyone. Launch powerful, scalable websites without the complexity. No servers to manage. No technical expertise required. Launch in minutes. Go from sign up to live site in under 2 minutes. We handle the rest. Enterprise-grade power, built on Drupal CMS, the platform trusted by governments, universities, and Fortune 500 companies. I was going to ask about that. I don't know what Drupal is. I'm not a web dev. No code required. Add features from your browser. Blog, store, forms, SEO. Just click to install. No terminal needed. Oh, man. I didn't know you had the entrepreneurial spirit in you, but the spirit seems to be moving within you, JD. Which is super cool and actually not that surprising for a game dev to identify an opportunity for a service like this. Why Creodrop? For sites that need more than a page builder. Yeah, I don't know if I need more than a page builder, but okay, I won't read the rest of these. I'm having too much fun with my narration, but this looks really good. I'm gonna sign up for the beta. Let me enter my secret professional email address over here. What about the 501st fortune? Look, the early bird gets the fortune. That's cool. I'm going to try to check out some more of the streams, JD. I've been following it very obliquely. All right, so we've got our interaction stage. I might also call it step, but I like stage. Don't ask me why. All right, where's the error? sculpting system. Because I just changed all that? Yeah, it is. So interaction stage. All right, this may just work. I'm gonna say unhandled interaction. Stage. All right, let's see if this maybe works now. Oh. There's a really good opportunity right now. Drupal is launching some really, really good features very soon. You're trying to capitalize on it. That's awesome. Like to see it. Okay, so we're not doing anything. Whose fault is that? Probably mine. Are we not actually managing the state at the moment? Begin interaction, continue interaction, end interaction. All right, what's happening on this side? Input handler. Oh, I probably haven't written what the input handler is supposed to do yet. Nope, I have not. Okay, great. All right, let's do this. Let's try this. Oh, what we need to do here. We do eventually need to be able to distinguish between a selection that begins or that is additive or not. That'll probably just be a flag that is occasionally set. Let's not worry about the selection yet. Let's worry about the interaction. So what we're going to do is we're going to say if game.state as string is equal to edit or play. Oh my god. This isn't my keyboard. That's very cool though, JD. People have said that I have no people who I love and who love me have very lovingly told me that I have no sense of urgency. Which big surprise I'm in, like I'm a bureaucrat at this point, but you know. So I'm happy. You know, a lot of people will be like, "Oh, you got to chase the front slop. You got to chase whatever the thing is." And like I don't have it within me, but you know, success is opportunity times preparation or whatever, right? Whatever people say. So I'm excited. I'm excited for you. That sounds great. Hopefully I'll see you at GodotCon Boston if that happens this year. So we're going to say game, we're going to say .begin interaction. God. Amazing how hard life is when you're using a keyboard that you're not comfortable with. I'm just typing this out to like practice. AKA a normal keyboard. Look, you don't have to... You get used to your weird... You get used to your weird thumb-actuated keyboard. And, you know, you see a normal keyboard, and it's just a struggle. I weirdly have less of a problem with my laptop keyboard. I don't know why that is. Jacob, you have that every time you switch between Mac and Windows, which you do a lot. Oh, your command and controls and alts and whatever. Yeah. Yeah, they're all messed up. JD, you're using Claude heavily to get to the MVP fast. It's working surprisingly well. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that. It's interesting. I had the idea the other day where I was like, you know what I should do? I should make an AI terminal that's not hooked up to anything. So it's just an empty terminal that you can type stuff into. That would be my rubber duck terminal. My rubber duck typing terminal. Because I feel like one of the hidden advantages of working that way is that it forces you to like explain what you want and what you're trying to do like very concretely. And I feel like that would help people just anyway. If you just kind of had to like think about and, you know, explain better what you're trying to do, I feel like we would all see improvement. You should just program it to always respond in red text. I can't let you do that, Dave. Yeah, that would be good. I'm sorry, Dave. I can't let you do that. If I ever had a home assistant, like a local home assistant that I made, I would definitely need it to be Hal. That is something I would be comfortable using AI voice generation for. Is getting my HAL 9000 home assistant. You need to lurk for a bit. You look forward. Yeah. You agree writing good prompts is the key. You can't write good prompts if you don't know what you're trying to accomplish. Yeah, I feel that. Sounds good. Take it easy. I'll be excited to see some progress and to look more into this platform. Super cool. Hey, Nix, you got the 100K channel points. Woo! Now I just need a sink. Now I just need a point sink. We got the faucet, we just don't have the sink. Whoa. Just happened there. And then we crashed. Okay, interesting. It's a little jittery. A little weird. It's also weird that it's drawing a shape from 0, 0 to here. Are we not like tracking the cursor for some reason anymore? Kind of weird. What happened to the anchor coords? Anchor coords equals cursor coords. Oh, is the cursor mapping system like not running? Do you depend on something else? Is there anything you do depend on? Let's see. So begin doesn't do anything really. It's all about continue here. Anchor coords. So why is anchor coords just being set as 0? Oh, we're not passing along. No, that shouldn't matter. That shouldn't matter. Hmm. Are you handling this, Mr. Hover? Ah. Okay, no, you are handling that. I think the cursor chords that are coming in here are not correct. Game.input.cursor chords.xyz plus block 1. Are we running these systems in the wrong order? No, you're running first. That's good. All drawing system. Huh. Top level system. Are you doing anything important? Doesn't look like it. All right. Why is that happening? I mean, I guess I should just track cursor chords. That's what I should do for a minute, just to try to understand what's happening here. Hey, Peter. What's happening? Time to continue working on your Project Zomboid mod again, which means reinstalling the game. Is that how you stop yourself from playing the game? Because that's like the kind of thing that I do. If I know I have an unhealthy relationship with the game, I'm like, I gotta uninstall it. I gotta stop playing it. That's tough. That's a tough situation for you. Oh. What? Did it, like, kind of work for a second? Oh. Oh, so it's not 0. It's like there's a cursor that we initially lock onto, and then we're locked to that cursor forever now for some reason. So we're not setting the anchor again for some reason. What's going on with that? So we never get to this. Here, let me make sure that we're actually passing through the stages correctly. It's definitely a little rougher than to actually just have command objects that we can queue and dequeue. A little closer to the middle here. Oh, I need to stop debugging the other thing then. I also need to remember I shouldn't do that until I fix this here. Nix, last week it was all about Fallout 76. You just need a clean slate with no files modified to ensure it works out of the box for the people who downloaded. Ah, fair. Well, then how long is it going to take to reinstall your like 500 Project Zomboid mods? That sounds like a lot of work. Just for who? The player? Crazy. Oh, do we continue to record end? That is definitely... So we never record begin. And we continue to record end, like indefinitely. I maybe see a problem here. Is it because the begin and the continue are coming in on the same frame? Or there's like multiple frames are occurring? This is in physics process, isn't it? Oh, this is in process. That's not good. Let's make this physics process. Boy. Just so that it's happening on the same frequency. Let's also make this physics process. Just have everything running at a consistent frame rate here. That should... will that help just by itself? Let's find out. You could just rename the folder, re-download the game, rename the new fresh version, and rename the modded one. Nice. Okay. Well, that helps for sure. Okay, we still don't get any begin step. We go straight to continue. That's weird. And then there should only ever be one end. So that we need to fix. So this needs to, so when we process this, we need to flag it back, flag the stage back. So we need to say game dot input dot interaction stage equals stage dot none. We just need to reset this. Did I also get physics jitters? Your sprites have been jittery since you started the project. I had some jitters, but I'm not sure what was going on there. They seem to be mostly gone. Okay, so we're only getting one end step. That's correct. Next, the only jitters you have is food jitters when you forget to eat for a day. Speaking of which, you just gotta go eat. You gotta go eat something. Yeah, do that. Please do that. I got my last set of leftovers that I can have for lunch. Some scalloped potatoes, some veggies. Hope everyone's having a fine Wednesday. Feeling fine for $2.99. This is our 300th episode of Digital Iliad. Note that I said 300th, not episode 300. I gotta try to look for some Gerard Butler memes to add to the thumbnail for tomorrow. I don't know what we're gonna do. We'll see. We might do some fun stuff. Or we might just work. You know, you really don't need to know. The last set of leftovers does not sound delish. What are you talking about? It's just, you know, I portioned it out. It is delish. It's been less than a week. Well within the FDA guidelines for leftovers. Which is 1 week, by the way. For those of you who have any respect for the FDA. Which is not me. All right, begin interaction, continue. Begin, continue, end. So why does begin never seem to happen? You know, it's probably some kind of disconnect because this is running after... This should be running after the game does its thing. The way this is set up in my mind, and also based on the way I understand how the scene tree works, the game node should run first. And so anything that I call from this node should run before the rest of the scene tree does. At least in terms of, you know what's probably happening? It's probably this unhandled input. It's probably coming in at an unpredictable time. Oh, there's a delivery person at the front door. I think I succeeded, or they just dropped my package off. I think I succeeded. 0 indexed, I know. Arneo telling Nyx to eat this raw fish. Nyx is not Gollum. Nothing against sushi, you know what I mean? That's different. I think Gollum would have loved sushi. Begin interaction. If game.stated string is edit or play, game.begin interaction. Game.stated string is... Yeah, I think this is what's happening. So I don't think we can call... I think we have to buffer these things. These things that come in during unhandled input. I think we need to just buffer them until the next physics process so that everything comes in at the correct order. However, that might cause a problem for some other stuff like this. All right. Oh, we're in ads. Okay. Hold on to your ads. We're almost through. Thank you to Nyx for saving 6 more souls from ads today. Saving 6 poor souls. Yeah, I think this is what's happening. I think unhandled input is coming in, setting the amid interaction thing. And then on the next, and then before, it doesn't make sense that this is coming in before this though. I'm gonna testing, print, board. Oh, you know who I don't know runs first? Here, let's test all of this. I want to see who runs. I want to see the run order between the game node, the board node, and the input handler autoloader. Because I don't understand the system execution order of this. We're going to say print. And then we'll get the input handler to print. Let's see what order we actually get. I think you're only saving 5. Oh, I mean, there's no way to know if those people are watching right now. All right, so here's the order. Here's the order, the execution order. Input runs, then game runs, then the board runs. Hey, Temptic. Raid alert. Input game board. Input game board. So that probably has consequences for us. How's it going? Welcome in, Raiders. This is Digital Iliad. We're making an isometric 2D FTL-like game in Godot. How's it Godoting, Temptic? Appreciate the raid. I'll give you the shout out. have you been up to? It's Godoting well. I'd love to hear it. You're writing a C# wrapper for Twitcher called Twitcher Sharp. Ooh. What's Twitcher? Is Twitcher like a Twitch API plugin deal? Is it for OBS or something? Or something? I don't know what it's... I've heard this name. Twitcher is a Twitch library for Godot. Right, and you're doing a C# one? Oh. Consider my interest piqued. Because I might need that in this project someday. I would love to have some fun Twitch features here. I would love to be able to populate like the crew of the ship that you're on with like Twitch viewers. Or what would be even better, to populate like enemy crews that jump in with like a random selection of Twitch viewers. A wrapper, yes. It will allow you to make it easier to use Twitch features in Godot and C#. That sounds awesome. Yeah, I would love to try that at some point. Hey, Robert Campos. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Sapphire. You could jump in as like the captain of some like pirate ship. You could have, yeah, that'd be really fun. Or you could be like friendly crew members that you recruit are all like subscribers or something. Could be good. There could be some fun stuff there. I would love to give that a try. Thanks for the alert, Conrad. Temptic, currently you can already listen to chat commands and channel redeems. Ooh. Yeah, that sounds great. I've talked to some people before about having a Twitch integration. I think the Gordlets dev did it, and I know some other people have done it. I'm just like, I don't want to have to write this myself. All right, so what are the consequences of the particular execution order of these systems? So the autoload runs first. So it goes through all this stuff. So maybe this needs to queue it up. So what was it? It was input, then game, then board. Input, then game, then board. But that's for their physics thing. I think what's happening is the unhandled input call is causing some kind of interference. It's like coming in at an inopportune time and switching the stage. I'm gonna move the board print down to this unhandled input. Just to see when this runs relative to everything else. Unhandled, we're gonna say unhandled. Unhandled board. Thank you for the raid. If you got to run, I feel that. You have Twitch Lab, but honestly, it's not good anymore. Their versioning is bad. They're not up to date much, it feels like. I think I'd heard of that one, but that's great. Yeah, I would love some kind of alternative to that. That sounds awesome. And the fact that it's in C# is great for me, because like you see me in GD script here, but we do both. And all of the gameplay layer is in C#. So that'd be really helpful. Oh my god, I can't use my keyboard. I'm using a strange keyboard. I'm just trying to see when these different things occur. I guess unhandled input could happen at any time. We'll see. I want to see when this is interrupting. I don't need to test this one. All right, let's see when this execution is occurring. Running out. Yeah, take it easy. Appreciate that. Right. Input game board unhandled board. Input game board unhandled board. Input game board unhandled board unhandled board. So they come in more than once sometimes. I don't totally see how this could be causing... Oh, you know what's probably happened? No, that doesn't make any sense. Because if the unhandled thing always comes after... Oh, so the board is setting it to begin. And then the unhandled board is coming in and setting it to continue. And then the game is running on the next frame. So yeah, we need to do some kind of buffering or deferring this to come through on the next. So we'll just make some, we'll just track some a little bit of state in here. Variable, begin. To any new viewers, he's actually using a new normal keyboard to strange him. Look, you don't need to keep mentioning that. I normally use a weird Kinesis split keyboard, but it needs to be recharged. So I'm using my regular backup keyboard, which I am not comfortable with. My thumbs feel so useless, like they're just atrophying. Like all they ever do is hit the space bar. Yeah, I'm actually a big proponent of like using the default as often as possible in as many circumstances as possible, especially when it comes to dev like this. I think it is very good to just use the default when possible. But once you start getting into ergonomics and stuff, then it's like, then you're starting thinking about like RSI and stuff like that. And then it's like, well, no, you're going to use the thing that's like comfortable for you. But yeah, I like to try to use as much default stuff as possible and be comfortable with the default. Like, I use Writer because I've always had a Writer subscription, but otherwise I think I would just use, like, VS Code or something. Like, the nice thing about using the defaults is it's really easy to talk to people, and it's easy to look at what someone's doing and instantly understand what it is. I actually got a thumb trackpad mouse that I want to try for my day job a little more. Because I noticed that like my RSI feelings were like went away as soon as I went to my Kinesis keyboard with the thumb interaction, where I was like using my thumb a lot more and angled my hand a certain way. And I'm wondering if I can do the same thing by switching to a thumb-based trackball. But I'm gonna start out easy. I'm gonna start out just trying it during my day job. But I'm kind of curious. Curious if I can get rid of that. Because that's the last like discomfort I have in my arms from working on the keyboard. So my mouse hand gets a little messed up from all this micro movement. What in the world It's Raid City. Population Digital Iliad and company. Raid alert. Welcome in. Hey, Onizumi. How's it going? How was the stream? Happy Wednesday. Fleshy Desert. What's up? Encaged Alien. That's a great name. Thank you for the hype. Hide the code. I know. That's like the first thing I say whenever anyone raids in. I'm like, don't let them see the code quickly. Not because it's secret, just because it's really, really, really bad. But yeah, welcome in. This is Digital Iliad. We're working on an isometric 2D version of FTL, Faster Than Light, kind of just a starship management game. Working on some tools and stuff. You came back to game dev after 3 months and actually was productive for once. Oh yeah, that's amazing. I remember seeing you. You've been doing a lot of Let's Plays. Hey, Commander. Welcome back. Hi, Digital Iliad and friends. Thanks. If you had a good time. I think you said you were going out. Oh no, you were gonna go play Persona. I hope that was fun. Thank you for the follow, Encaged Alien. Did I do the Onizumi shout out? I did not. I don't think. Let me get that. Let me get that going here. You gotta run. No worries. It's tough to start back up on a project like that after not working on it for a long time. We wouldn't want to scare people away with Dave's code first thing now, would we? Yeah, exactly. Thank you for the follow, Fleshy Desert. You'll hang out while we eat and fade out silently. Yeah, the fade out. That's nice. That's a good move. Thanks. You did not have a good time, unfortunately. You can't win them all, as they say. Didn't end up playing Persona either. Aw. I tried to get my partner to try Persona, because she's been getting into more like JRPGs and stuff. And we tried Persona 3, and that was a mistake. I think it was 3. There is some very not safe for life stuff baked into the premise behind that Persona game. I think it's Persona 3. So I'm not going to talk about it. Yeah. I might try to get her to play something else. Someone was suggesting she try Final Fantasy 15. I'm like, oh, maybe. Right now she's playing LA Noire, which has been fun to watch. I've been kind of selfishly encouraging her to play LA Noire so that I can watch Tim Rogers' LA Noire video essay. Which I haven't seen yet. Yeah, thanks, Onizumi. You beaten Persona 5, now you're playing 3. Oh, cool. Yeah, I think it's 3 where everyone has to unalive themselves to like summon their avatar or whatever. And they have to do it very violently. And I'm like, this was a terrible choice. I'm not going to talk about it much more than that, though. But it's super jarring if you're sensitive to that kind of thing. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to add a buffer. So we're going to queue up the change instead of going straight into it. And it will wait a frame. So all this stuff, instead of directly calling input handler to begin selection, we will say yeah, so we'll basically get rid of all of this. Mid selection or either of these. So I have select has higher priority than interact, and I feel like that's correct. So we're going to keep that. We're going to move these things up. We're going to say if a mid selection elif mid interaction. Let's say elif begin selection. At which point we'll just execute this. You're gonna head out, Nanigans? Yeah. Ooh, chili. Chili sounds good for dinner. Commander, that's right. Every character. Yeah. It's very weird. It seems like a cool series. I don't remember which one I've seen, but I watched a friend play the one that's like mostly takes place inside at televisions. It seemed cool. My partner's really always just looking for the next Ni no Kuni game, which obviously is not, no one's making. It's very sad for us. We need more like Studio Ghibli adjacent RPGs. There's a couple in the pipeline that look really good. There's that one that's like very Spirited Away. It's like you manage like a hotel sort of deal. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna say begin selection equals true. So we're managing state a little more crudely here with some flags, but you know, I think it's gonna be okay. I think if I try to play an RPG anytime soon, I'd probably make another attempt at playing Cyberpunk. I've made a couple attempts at playing that game. Keep bouncing off of it, and I don't know whose fault it is. All right, okay, so hopefully, regardless of when we get this unhandled input, it'll come through and we'll process it on the next turn. I think we're gonna run into that same problem in this input handler. I think I need some flags for that. I think we're gonna say Z level move down. Cool. I actually disconnected. I think I disconnected and reconnected. OBS just told me we dropped some frames and might have fully disconnected and reconnected. So probably safe to come back. Teleport. Thanks, Sapphire. Is the YouTube stream okay now? Because yeah, I think we had a connection issue. You mostly went there to talk to Diginanigans? Oh yeah, it's nice to talk to Diginanigans. Make sure to clone yourself as well. Exactly. Exactly how it gone. It still doesn't explain why our prepare to exit game function isn't working. I would expect this to execute and then for the rest of this to go through, but I think I need a callback. I already have a to-do for a callback or a signal or something to help fix that. All right, so what we need to do here is we need to say what we can do is we can say Z level here. How do I want to do this? Let's say Z level input value equals hold on. Can both of these happen? So we're just gonna say if Z level move down Z level input value equals -1. LF Z level move up Z level input value equals +1. Teleport back. Nice, Sapphire. Commander Apollo, Twitch has the quicker turnaround anyways. You checked earlier because YouTube seems to have a huge stream delay between streamer talking, viewer receiving, vice versa. I'm going to be super honest. Most of that delay is me. And it is platform agnostic. But you aren't wrong. There is a higher latency on YouTube. There's no way to reduce that latency except to stream in lower quality. And because the YouTube is where we keep the VODs, I'm tempted to just accept the... It's okay, because actually the YouTube audience is less talkative than the Twitch audience, so I find it ultimately is okay. But yeah, if your priority is to interact with me and the other viewers, then yeah, Twitch is the place to be. If you just got me on a background and you're like barely paying attention to me, as one should, if you're just hanging out, because this is supposed to be, a chill co-working stream too, then, YouTube is nice. Because there's no ads on YouTube right now, currently, as far as I know. At least they're not giving me any money for them. YouTube has ultra low latency option. No, it is tied to stream quality. So if I wanted to match... Because Twitch has a low latency mode, right? And if I wanted to match the low latency mode on YouTube, I'd have to stream below the quality level that I'm currently streaming, which this is 4K, which is a little much. So I think even if you go down to 1440p, I think you can turn on low latency mode. So it would be totally reasonable for me to drop us down to 1440p. But yeah, since YouTube chat is much smaller compared to, there's usually twice as many people watching on Twitch than YouTube, but there's like a 10th as much discussion, so I think it's fine. Good thing to know, I guess. Yeah, I'm streaming in 4K. I'm using a multi-stream thing with OBS, and I'm on fiber with, gigabit up and gigabit down, so why not? You know what I'm saying? Why wouldn't I be streaming in 4K? My display is 4K. Then I don't have to worry about things looking weird and pixelated in the VODs. And then if I do the thing like the Aramis thing of like starting to put out edited down videos of the Twitch VODs, assuming we have like a themed episode or we do some segment or whatever that seems like it's worth it, then it's super easy for me to put that to edit that down and put it out just the way it already is. Yeah. Although I'm not recording the streams anywhere, which might become a problem. I should probably start recording the streams locally before I do that. I need another like multi-terabyte hard drive. I think I can pull the VODs back off of YouTube, but they'll obviously be lower quality than the original recording. But I don't know. Maybe it doesn't matter. All right, so now we're buffering our any of the inputs that come in during the unhandled input step. We are now buffering them to be processed during the next physics process, and that way we're not running into unpredictable and weird execution order. And so this should, famous last words, work. Is 1440p on YouTube available without YouTube Partner? Maybe up your quality. I think so. I've always been streaming in 4K on YouTube since I started. And I haven't filled out any paperwork to be like partnered yet. Your monitor's only 1080p, so there's no point in streaming 4K. Yeah, do it in 1440 on Izumi, because you can, I think, well, see, I haven't been able to get it working with the multi-stream, but you can stream 1440 in Twitch now too. So it'd be cool if there would be a way to do both, but I still think there's a separate encoding. I don't know how encodings work. I'm gonna be super honest. I just hit the go live button. Yeah, look into it. For sure. All right, let's see what the situation is. Yeah. Because we're kind of getting towards the tail end here. All right, can I actually do a placement now? Whoop. Okay, it's not placing anything. However, it is updating the anchor coordinates, which was the problem before. Uh-oh. Okay, it doesn't seem to be doing it all the time, which is concerning. It's not saving. Oh, yeah, see, there's something happening here. Where occasionally, yeah, it's reusing the coordinates. I wonder what's causing that. It's really hard to... Is it like... There's something weird happening. Okay, I can't really get it to do it consistently. I think there's something happening that's causing... Occasionally I'm getting a new interaction signal before the old interaction is totally finished. So I should probably add some kind of safety there. Make sure it's... I should probably not change the state on the input side until the next frame. I should probably also add a delay for that, so that we don't accidentally try to start a new input that quickly. What's not happening though is we're not doing any kind of buffer sync changes like we should be. Sync buffer changes equals true. Maybe the prior bounds thing is tripping me up a little bit. I don't see how that's possible. Are we revealing everything before we have time to actually pass it through? Is that what's happening? No. Sync buffer changes is true. Block editor system group. We run this, we go out bool, sync preview buffer changes. So, you know, the thing that might be causing us problems here is the main task having more than a frame to run. My last architecture was better in terms of system execution order. Like queuing up the inputs and letting the systems consume the inputs was like very straightforward. This is a little more dangerous. Onizumi, you actually just yesterday lowered your output back down to 1080. It never actually showed up as 1440 on Twitch or YouTube. We're happy to hear that's doable somehow. I don't know if it's doable on both simultaneously. Part of the reason I don't stream in 1440p on Twitch is like a multi-stream side effect. I think if I was only streaming on Twitch, I would be able to do it because it involves you turning on the enhanced broadcasting features in OBS. And I don't think the enhanced broadcasting features do anything if you're multi-streaming with like the RTMP thing, the multi-output. Now, whether or not there's been an update to the multi-output that counts for that, I don't know. You use se.live. Ooh, okay. You have enhanced on and you stream to 3 platforms? Oh, so maybe if the primary for me was set to Twitch, I could do it. But for me, the primary is YouTube. And Twitch is a secondary output. So maybe that's why I can't do it. But yeah, on Twitch, it doesn't matter. I don't mind. 1080p is fine for Twitch. Sorry, Twitch. Commander, you posted something about your filmmaking adventures in the Discord. Awesome. I'm excited to see that. All right, so why do we think nothing is being output or nothing is being synced? Here, I'm going to try something. See if we have the ghost block problem. No, we don't. It flickers too. There's a lot of flickering. Yeah, why is it remembering the cursor? I think this is a task issue. A task execution thing. I think occasionally the main task takes longer than a frame. I don't see how that would happen, how that would cause this either. Interesting. It's also not letting me manually control the Z level. Let's see if I can do that. Nope. Not really letting me do that either. Okay. That's fine. Alright, well, we clearly still have stuff to work on. Not that, you know, I was worried about a lack of things to work on. But yeah. Setting this as just like a bunch of flags and then interpreting it during the frame was maybe a mistake, but there were certainly advantages to the setup I was using. It just seemed like wildly overkill for what I was trying to do. But it did have some benefits. It also let us early out of systems if they didn't have any queued inputs that we needed to process. Which is also nice. But I could do something similar at the system group level, where the system group level could check a flag and be like, or check a combination of flags and decide whether a system needed to be run or not. I don't totally understand. So I know end is running. Here, let's confirm this, I guess. Let's just take a look at the stages that we're seeing here. You know, I should have just done the first one. The first one was what we wanted. The first one, we had a weird cursor mix-up thing. I don't want to see what that was. Yeah, what the heck is that? So, single begin call. Continue, continue, continue. And so the cursor coords thing is like not being updated. Or something. The tile mapping not being set quickly enough? Doesn't make a ton of sense. So it goes input, then game, then board. Oh, so if... So I understand what's going on with that, I think. I think because the board runs after the game script, board is not having enough time to tell us what the tile mapping is. Okay. So that's the thing we got to think about tomorrow is there's consequences to the fact that the game board runs after the underlying the root node, which is just the game node. Board runs after it, but but it sets a bunch of the inputs that depend. It sets the inputs that depend on the tile map layer. But you know, it doesn't have to. Like this stuff, I could set all of this stuff somewhere else. Like the input handler could even talk to this. Probably figure it out. Okay. You're heading out. Take it easy. Yeah, I think we'll be wrapping it up soon, Sapphire. But yeah, hopefully I'll see you tomorrow for episode 300. It's going to be hype. We'll probably be doing the same thing that we're currently doing, but it's going to be hype. We'll see if I end up setting aside time to draw a silly little thumbnail for it. It would be fun to draw a 300 thing. Have just like Gerard Butler's face and like the bloody red 300 number. But we'll see. We'll see if I can manage that. It'd be hard to do in pixel art, but we'll see if I can finesse that. Okay, so yeah, I think tomorrow we'll have some more systems ordering issues to work out. Like for one thing, something is happening that's preventing the state sync from going through correctly, which is why we're not able to like actually place blocks right now. I gotta figure that out too. But right now, I gotta get back to work and I gotta get some laundry going. Not in that order, in the other order. Gotta get some laundry going, and then I gotta get back to work. Hey, Wayline, thank you for the follow. Again, appreciate the raiders, all you raiders who came through and hung out. I guess we'll set up a raid. Let's pay it forward, right? Who are we raiding today? Let's take a look at who's on. Hypnotic's on. Ezra. It looks like Ezra just went live. Look who also just went live. Thanks, Jacob. Ezra just started and is working on some cool looking game here. Might be Ezra today. Set that up. Yeah, this was fun. It's always fun. I don't know why I say that like it's not always fun. But yeah, we'll be back tomorrow, episode 300. There won't be a stream on Saturday, so it's just gonna be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday this week. But yeah, I appreciate you all for hanging out. I know, it's crazy, Jacob. We're there. We've reached episode 300. I'm musing about maybe doing an alternative thumbnail with some fun 300 art. Let's see. See how I feel about that. We'll see if I want to put the work in for that. I think either way, it'll be a fun thing. Only 215 more. 212. Well, 213 technically. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. And I'll see you soon for episode 300. Bye.
Maximum warp.
Okay, next. Blame the autocorrect.